yeah, look, I want to transition over to a chat that you had with another pioneer in the scene, Spencer. Now, you had this chat, I think it was on Utilia Energy, is that correct?
Utility, yeah. So they sponsor my On the Road series, and part of that agreement is that I'll big them up in the On the Road videos and then shout out the YouTube channel, and we'll make a little bit of content now and again. So they've got like a podcast over there that we haven't managed to get too many on yet, but yeah, we'll get guests on now and again and have a chat about whatever. So yeah, so it would have been Spencer one, yeah. And I know what you're going to bring up as well. So
you know what I'm going to bring up. It was a very big talk.
It was, yeah.
Obviously, if you haven't seen it already, SE Dons versus hashtag, i.e. one of the biggest games that potentially could happen in YouTube football. Now, I'm paraphrasing here, but from Spencer's side of things, it sounded like, you know, we don't want to play this game because we have other priorities. That's not his words, but I'm paraphrasing to kind of speed up the story.
No, you're spot on. You're spot on.
Oh, there you go. Then obviously Don Strapsy heard of this, come up with out of his podcast, what was it, last week or the week before that anyway, and basically said that we're willing to play them, but to paraphrase, you know, it's the ball's in Spencer's court. So from your side of things, obviously using the initial video, like why, well, talk to me about the conversation again that you had with Spencer about the game, first of all.
So to bear in mind, like, because I watched the Dons one as well, and I felt a little bit of, not animosity, but I felt like I was a little bit upset by the fact that we made that video. I made that video because, well, I didn't make that video. We had that conversation and it naturally went that way because, as you say, and as they say, and as everyone's saying at the moment, it's the game that everyone wants to see. So it's naturally come up in a conversation. Now, that conversation was over an hour long and you can hear it on Spotify, but we just clipped up certain, I don't know, like maybe exclusives or things that people would want to sort of sit down and listen to. It's a normal thing for most podcasts to clip up little bits. Do you know what I mean? So I dare say if we end this podcast, you may want to clip up a 10-minute thing where we talked about a certain subject. And one of the subjects that I come away from it, because no one's really discussed it, I've not seen it online, was hashtag versus SE Don. So it was just a natural thing. I think we were talking about the Wembley Cup and how it got very competitive compared to what it used to be. And then I think it led on to the whole YouTube scene becoming quite competitive. And then it was like, well, SE Don's a big part of that. Are we ever going to get a game? So it was a natural sort of, you know, how conversations go. But having watched the Dons side of it, I don't know Andy, I've never met him, but I think he seemed a bit upset that we put SE Don's name in the title and used them as in the thumbnail. So I don't know why they're upset by that, but I think but in the very same podcast, he was saying that they want recognition. Not around that, but they just want recognition as a club. More people need to talk about SE Dons, the good that we're doing. Well, to be fair, if people were talking about you, good or bad, you've made an impact. So the fact that that's recognition in itself. You've Strapsy, Big G, Chris behind the camera, all of them, like they've smashed it. They really, really have. And the recognition is the fact that people are saying we want to see these teams, and people are making videos about SE Dons saying we want to see this game. That's recognition. You've built a platform for people to actually know who you are and talk about you. So I think they've kind of got a bit of it's kind of contradicting itself, really. They seemed upset by it, but they also addressed it as well, which I heard. So yeah, I think it is in Spencer's court, really. If Dons want to do it, they'll do it. We all know that. Spencer, I think his hands are tied. It's not up to him. It's up to the gaffer, which should be Devs. And it sounds like they're not really interested. They've got other priorities. They want to, you know, Dons do have players in their leagues. The players, like in terms of the standard, is very similar. They probably sort of cross paths quite a lot. So you would expect a good game. But yeah, it's on hashtag, really, isn't it? To be fair, if it's going to happen, it's on them. Yeah.
Do you think it will happen?
I don't know. I'd like it to. Of course I would, but I really don't. I think what Spencer wants is it to happen competitively and to actually mean something. And I think it's probably partly my fault as well. But Palmer's hashtag was an absolute. it didn't go well for either channel. And I think he's at the back of his mind, he's probably thinking, I don't want to repeat of that. Like, I don't want to collaborate with YouTube teams in the way that we did with Palmer's. And yeah, Dons they can be a little bit aggressive on the sidelines, you know, all the banter and stuff, and it can rub people up the wrong way. We all know that. So whether they want to go down that route of even risking it, you know, in terms of like having what happened with hashtag Palmer's, having learnt that, doing it again with SC Don. So maybe that's playing on his mind a little bit, but ultimately, as he said it, it's not up to him, it's down to the gaffer. So, but I think if Spencer really did want it personally, he'd be saying, right, let's do this. Let's do this.
That's what I'm thinking, because although he's saying it's down to Dev the gaffer, like he is the guy. Like when we think of hashtag United, we think of Spencer as opposed to Dev. No disrespect to Dev, but it's his baby. So when I'm hearing that, I'm thinking, really and truly, it's down to you. If you really want it to happen, and again, I get the reasons why, you know, he's prioritizing other things over the Dons game, because as he said, there's nothing on the line for it. So there's nothing to win apart from, you know, a bit of clout, if you like, or whatever. But from the fan that's inside of me, and probably the fan inside of you and the people watching this as well, they want to see it. And I'm thinking, isn't that kind of the reasons why we put our stuffs online for? I know obviously it's for memories and all the rest of it, but at the same time, hashtag's fan base, I'm sure, wants to see it, parts of it anyway. SC Don's fan base definitely wants to see it. Even some of the players probably want to see it as well. So surely from that point of view, you would think, what's a little one-off pre-season friendly, put it in a stadium, once we're obviously all can go back into stadiums, of course, like, why not do that? Why doesn't that kind of make sense?
They said it, didn't they? They said, you know, if you want to do it, let's do it. Let's get a charity involved. So I'm sure they could raise a lot of money, especially with what Dons can rake into a stadium. We've seen it with those cup finals a couple of years back. I think if Spencer, like I say, if he really, really, really wanted it, he would have twisted Dev's arm and said, "We're going to do this." But like I say, it's everything for them to lose. They've got nothing to gain off of it, if I'm being honest. And that's with the utmost respect to Dons. They've got nothing to gain from it. They're a semi-professional football team. I get that Dons are essentially a semi-professional football team with the players that they've got, but they are registered as a Sunday League team. And I think what Spencer wants is get them in the ladder, get Dons. And I want to see it. I'd rather Dons went up the ladder than stayed at Sunday League. And I know that they're trying to represent Sunday League, and they've done that, and they can still do that. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with like doing two things. Like I did it with, you know, Palmer's first team and a reserve team. There's nothing wrong with, like, you know, hashtag did on their own channel the semi-pro ladder, and then, you know, they did a bit of Sunday League for a bit as well. So they can do both. I don't see why Dons would want to go. You know, why wouldn't you want to compete at the best? Strange one. I guess the same question would be, why is Spencer not taking this game? Question for me is, why are Dons not taking the leap? I'd like to see them. You know, they've got connections with I think, is it Cray Wanderers?
Yeah.
So they could possibly, you know, ground share in there. We've got all the players there. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see Dons go semi-pro more than hashtag versus Dons. That's
really.
Yeah, of course I would. Yeah, because that's a journey, and that's something that lasts a lot longer. What you're doing there is you're getting a one-off game, and that's it. And hashtag might not even take it seriously. Like they might just put out a few fringe players just to, you know, get the game done. There you go.
That would be fun. I've got to admit, if you just put out like a hashtag 11, like, you know, we're not even bothered about this and just to
I don't think they are. That's the thing, and that is, again, utmost respect to Dons, but they're just a Sunday League side. Wow. They are. That's Spencer's looking at it black and white. We're a Saturday side. We've got, you know, there's a lot of things going on, and we're moving up the ladder. You know, he says it all the time. In 10 years' time, we could be a Premier League team. I know it sounds crazy, but we could be a Premier League team. We're on that ladder. Dons aren't. So I think if they want to do a friendly or a pre-season thing, I think Dons need to make that leap and show that they're serious about being a proper football club on the ladder in the English game. That's what I'd like to see. I know people are probably disappointed that I feel that way, but I do get Spencer. He's just like, there's nothing in it for him, which might scream, well, we might lose. You know what I mean?
Wait, that's what I need to do. Okay.
That's it's everything to lose for hashtag and nothing to gain, whereas it's everything to gain from SC Don's point of view, because they're a Sunday League side, even though we know we're not. Essentially not, but they're a Sunday League side who could get a scalp over a semi-professional side.
Yeah, and a big one.
You know,
but
and the connections that they've got, the media that they've got, it only takes like, you know, the Dream Team and Soccer AM and Lab Bible 433, all these big ones to say Sunday side beats football side, like, you know what I mean? It's just, it'll be amazing for Dons, and I'm sure they could beat hashtag if they wanted to. I'm pretty sure they could. It'll be a very good game. Closer than.
Who would you put your money on? Come on, who would you put your money on if they had a one-off game? If
it was a one-off game,
yeah,
I would genuinely. I know it sounds crazy. I would lean towards Dons because of that. I think they would want it more. I think like sheer aggression and passion behind that game. I don't think hashtag would show that same respect to the game, and that's why. So until you get all of hashtag and all of their players all like, yes, we want this game, then you've got a good game. But I just don't think hashtag are going to. They wouldn't take it seriously. They don't need to. So I guess that's my answer. I don't think it will happen until Dons are a registered semi-professional side. Okay. Make it happen. Make it happen. That's what I want to see.
I'm trying. Listen, if you can put me in touch with Spence, I can get in touch with Don Strapsy. I can play like, what's it, Don King? I've got the throw for it. So.
I was going to say, you got the throw, yeah. It's a bit grey in there. You can borrow some of mine.
Exactly. All I need is your beard, and that's it. I'm good to go.